What's up? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of the Boss Life Talks. I think this is episode number 9. And here I'm going to talk to you about how exactly to create the boss life. 5 tips. 5 simple tips on how to create the boss life. So first, I really want to explain what exactly is the boss life, right? So number 1, it's a state of mind. Okay, like it's a state of being, and that's what people have to understand is that someone who is a boss or who is living the boss life, they exuberate confidence, humility, and a strong desire to literally grow. Okay, I'm gonna say that one more time. Someone who is a boss or who is wanting to create the boss life or who is living the boss life is someone who exuberates confidence, humility, and has a strong desire for growth. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to give you the exact tips on how to create that boss life. Okay, remember, it is not a title. This is not a title like you are a boss. Okay, this is a state of mind and it's a state of being. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and dive straight into it. So tip number 1 to creating the boss life is very simple. Understanding who you are. Getting fine-tuned with who you are. All right? So pretty much is understanding what you value. Right? Understanding, like your most highest values. And in order to really do that, you have to ask yourself some specific questions. Right? So an example of a question could be something like, like what are you surrounded by? What is your space filled with? Right? Like your room, your living room, your bathroom, your kitchen, like what is your space surrounded with? So that's tip number 1 is really finding out who you are, what you value. Okay? And it's very important that you follow these tips in order that I'm going to give you. So once you figure out who you are and what you value, because a lot of people don't know that. I'm shocked, but a lot of people have no idea who they are and what they value. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is very simple. It's really getting really clear on your goals, getting specific on what you want to do, who you want to become. Okay? So in order to do that, it's best to know what you value, right? If that makes sense. So understanding what you value is number 1. Understanding your goals is number 2. Now, when I say understanding your goals, I mean get really specific and really crystal clear. Get crystal clear on who you want to be and where you want to be at a very specific time. Okay? Because you can't exuberate confidence if you have no idea who you are, right? And you can't you can practice humility, but you'll practice a higher form of humility when you know who you are and what you're about. Okay, so tip number 1 is knowing what you value. Tip number 2 is really knowing your goals and what you want to accomplish by when. Get very specific, okay? And then once you get specific on what you want to be and who you want to be, break those things down, okay? Tip number 3, very simple. Tip number 3 is your circle of influence, right? Or the people, the friends that you choose to surround yourself with. I see people. I talk to people who are so negative, like their energy does not vibe with mine, and I don't hang out with these people. Like I purposely choose not to put myself in the same room with those people because what they say on a continuous basis, on a repetitive basis, can get into my subconscious mind, and it can do some damage, right? Of course, that's if I wasn't living the boss life, right? Because I exuberate confidence and humility, and I create what I call a circle of abundance, and they can't really penetrate me. It's taking some time to kind of get that, but you need to change your circle, change who you are around, right? Just take a second and look. Be like, are the people around me working towards anything great? Is it congruent with who I am, right? My values. Is it congruent with what my goals are? Are they similar? Can we mesh with that? So take time and write these things down and just figure out, okay, this person needs to go, this person needs to go, I need to add this person, and this person, right? That's pretty much how you go about changing your circle. Tip number 4 is course of action, right? Figuring out the course of action that you need to take So now you know who you are, you know your values, you're working on changing your circle. Now it's time for you to pick a course of action to execute every single one of those things that you have decided, right? Now, once you have chosen your course of action, then you could put the plan in place and just start churning and getting things done, okay? Now, the very fifth tip, as far as like creating your boss life, is consistency. So now you have your whole package just sitting there waiting for you to just go ahead and just take action, right? So you have you know who you are, you know your goals, you're working on changing your circle, you have decided on a course of action that you want to take to best suit your needs, to best suit your situation, and you go about doing it, okay? It's being consistent with it. That's where people fall off. They're not consistent with it. It's the small things that they're not doing on a daily basis that hinders them, that brings them down from reaching their full potential, from creating that boss life, right? It can be they're still hanging out with that friend that they know that they shouldn't be, because that person is such a negative leech on their personal growth, right? Or it could be they're still, listening to that terrible music that's just churning into their subconscious mind and making them do things that they don't need to be doing. Okay, so be consistent in all your efforts that we just went over, the first 4 steps. Okay, now that was a really quick, brief overview of the 5 tips. Now, pay very close attention here because I go way more in depth. If you, I'm gonna post a link somewhere, either in the description somewhere or in the comment section. But you're gonna want to get access to this cheat sheet. Okay, I'm going to tell you how that correlates with the 5 tips. So you want to get access to the 5 cheat sheet, because once you get access to the 5 cheat sheets, you're going to get emails from me in regards to the 5 tips on creating the boss life. So you're going to go through a series of emails, and you're going to get something that's going to invite you to our private secret community, and I'm going to go way more in depth in the 5 tips. I'm going to give you some practical examples, and it's really going to help you level up and create that boss life, okay? I'm even going to give you questions on how to figure out what you value, right? So a lot of people, I think it's like 10 questions. So, get access to that cheat sheet. By the way, it's an awesome cheat sheet, nutrition cheat sheet, to where you can take it with you at the grocery store, take it with you at the restaurant. Make sure you follow these steps to really revolutionize your health and your physique, and also level up your mental aspect as well. So it's your boy Brian Davis. I really hope you got some value from this. If you did, give me that thumbs up, share this video, post a comment, let me know what your thoughts was on if you are going to create your boss life, okay? But other than that, I really hope you have a great day. Just have a great life. Don't take things too seriously. Less stress is the best way to live. If you don't know anything about stress, you can check the video, my last video, where I talked about how to manage stress, okay? And also, subscribe if you love this, so you can get notifications on when these videos are going to be coming up. But other than that, you guys, you have a great day, and I will see you on the other side. Later.